EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Cincinnati Bengals and the Houston Texans. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
Our coverage of the NFL has brought us to Space City and NRG Stadium, right next to where the old Astrodome sits, here in Houston, Texas. Welcome, everybody. Kate Scott, Brock Heward calling this contest for you. And right now, we're putting the secondaries on notice because we have a couple of wide receiver rooms, not just dudes, rooms that can test every level of a defense.
Yeah, it's more than just the headliner, right? We know the top options, but for these offenses, it's the depth at the wide receiver room that's such a big deal. If you overcommit to the biggest playmaker, a couple other players, well, they can hit you down the field just as easily. And with how both offenses love to mix up their routes and looks in the passing game, you better buckle up in the secondary.
Kaimi Fairbairn ready to get this one going. And we're off and running from Houston. Return starts at the 3. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here come the Bengals, ready for their opening drive. They're led out by the legend over in LSU, the former #1 overall pick in 2020, Joe Burrow.
When Joe Burrow's between the white lines, he's one of the game's best and most entertaining quarterbacks. He just has a cool factor that is the envy of so many. Nothing seems to bother them other than some injuries that unfortunately have ended seasons early. When he's on the field, timing, the anticipation, Kate, the precision with which he plays, he has very few peers.
It's a pickup of 11, and it'll be first down, Bengals.
That's the kind of run that shows he's trying to take some stress off the passing game to provide big plays. What a great help to that side of an offense when the ground game can deliver chunk plays too.
Finds him over the middle, and he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And that's good for a gain of 5. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
Hey, you get that ball in your belly, baby. You got almost no time to process what the line's going to do. You better make your decision and hit it downhill. Excellent vision to find the opening and get things started well here on first down.
Out of the shotgun, Burrow. The quick slant. Here's Gesicki. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Jalen Petrie there on the stop.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Burrow out of the shotgun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. It's a pickup of 9 yards. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Opening script working gangbusters so far. 1st and 10 now at the 29. Burrow from the gun. Chased out to his right. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I think his decision-making wrote a check that his legs couldn't catch this time. This QB can run, and he's ranging, looking for space, looking for an outlet. But there was none to be had. No escape route available this time.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Dialing up a receiver screen. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
You call that receiver screen, and every once in a while, that wide receiver, well, he's got to be his own blocker. He's got to make the first guy or two miss. That didn't happen, play goes nowhere.
So not an enviable spot here as they come up on third and very long. Slot man in motion left. Third and long, here's Burrow. This one taken in by Chase. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
The Bengals send out the punting unit. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. And no chance at a return as this one heads across the sideline at the 25-yard line. So now it's the Texans' turn to take the field for the first time. And leading them out is the second overall pick back in the 2023 draft from the Ohio State. It's C.J. Stroud.
It didn't take long for C.J. Stroud to make an immediate impact into the NFL, and it didn't take long for me, Kate, to form an opinion that this guy is just different. He just processes the game quicker. Remember talking to Ryan Day on the practice field in Columbus, watching him in college, and he just alluded to that as well. It's the anticipation. It is knowing where everybody is and getting that ball out before any receiver will even break on a route. CJ was unique in that way, and that skill set has been a big part of his success.
Markers reset, ball at the 37. On the carry, here's Dameon Pierce. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. That was Geno Stone up there to make that play. He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
This defense may have been headed the wrong way initially on that counter run, but they never lost contain. As that play shifted back, they flowed with it and caught him before he could break it up the sideline.
2nd and 8. He's got this complete to Dameon Pierce. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
Now right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Now they'll hit the line just outside the red zone following that big play. Stroud throwing here on first. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the gun, Stroud. This throw is caught. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. A gain of 5, Brock, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
They've set themselves up well for an opening drive touchdown here, Brock. It's 1st and goal. The first carry here for the rookie from the U. And he'll knife his way through for a pickup of 4. All right, still scoreless through 1 quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. We'll make our return to NRG Stadium after this. Welcome back. Time for our second quarter. The Texans with a chance to score. Shotgun now for Stroud. The back's got it. And in for the Houston touchdown. Well, Brock, we normally talk about complimentary football at some point every week. So how about the way they've begun this one, huh? Force a punt and then cash it in for 6 on their opening drive.
Do we do it every game?
It feels like it. Almost every game, yeah.
I think you're right, because that's what the NFL is about. We all know the margins are so small in this league, and the team that typically plays the complimentary ball is typically the team that wins.
Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Returning it from the 4. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Cincinnati headed back out for its second drive now. Still in search of their first points as we work our way through the middle of this game. The score 7-0. On first down, here's Burrow. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. They pick up 20 yards there. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. First down, Burrow to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
That's pretty impressive, Kate. I mean, to have the awareness, the body control to not just secure the ball, but to keep both feet down on the sideline.
Ball on the 45, first and 10. Here's Burrow. Short pass brought in. Good little rip there. Looks like about 6. Azeez Al-Shire that time on the tackle.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
From the gun, a give to Brown. Doesn't get much beyond the line, a yard at most. The tackle there by Danielle Hunter. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to third down and 3. Burrow. The Texans close it in, and they will get him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up fourth down.
I think they like to say in baseball, clear the mechanism, and that's what you got to do. You've got to let that play go and simply move on to the next. Hey, listen, rare is the game where pass protection ever is going to win 100% of the time, so move on to the next one.
They're out now, ready to punt it. And this will be his second effort of the contest. No return on this one. It's going to make it out of bounds and across the 25, spotted at the 24. The Texans and C.J. Stroud all set to go for their next drive. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their second possession.
And Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it sets up a Houston first.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
First down, Stroud. He's gonna loft one deep to the left. And his perfect start is over. And that's the first one of his throws to wind up incomplete. First time this game they've looked to him. And it sets up second down.
The ability to track the ball, right? Ball skills isn't just knocking it away, and that's a beautiful job there, Kate. But ball skills is also being able to track a ball on a deeper throw like that. If he doesn't swat it away, we're looking at a huge gain.
That's a catch for Nico Collins. And they'll have it a little shy of the 40 as he goes out. They gain 14 on the play. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
They've run this 12-yard out route, Kate, at the combine, well, all the way back to last century when I had to throw it. In this throw, this is a big boy throw. It's a differentiator. Can you make that deep out throw on time, on rhythm, and accurately? Well, that was teaching tape right there.
Completed over the middle. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Look at Cam Taylor-Britt getting up there to track that one down.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a first down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes second and third down a whole lot easier to manage.
Second down now, 7 to go. Stroud off the play fake. Complete out to the right side. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Look at Cam Taylor-Britt getting up there to track that one down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. To the air yet again, it's Stroud. Collins there to grab it. And he's brought down beyond the marker. So a first down for them as we've hit the 2-minute warning. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Diggs there to bring it in. And he's brought down. They're going to mark him at the 14. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it sets up a Houston first.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Here's Stroud on 1st and 10. This one's caught. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Options are open here. It's 2nd and inches. Trying to throw here out of the gun. He's on the move. And he will score. It's a Houston touchdown. The Texans grow their lead just before halftime. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Texans double their lead to 14. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. This return starts at the 5. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Bengal offense getting the football late in the first half. And down a couple of scores, Brock. They probably try to get this into field goal range to trim that lead before halftime. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Burrow out of the shotgun. Finds the in route complete. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Derek Stingley putting that play to bed. Second and 6 coming up here. Burrow from the gun. Catch made by Chase Brown. And he'll be brought down a step or two shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48. Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Burrow. He throws a bullet deep to the right. This is brought in at the 15. And he flips the field for them before being taken down.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Working inside the red zone. Looking end zone, but touchdown denied. Knocked away, incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And it'll be 2nd and goal. Still a couple of shots at this one.
Well, I'll tell you what that deflection is all about is following the quarterback's eyes. DB knew where that throw was going. With that intuition, he's able to get a hand on it and send it right out of bounds.
Butker knocks it through. And that'll get him back to 11.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with the touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. They send a tight end in motion. They'll turn to the ground game and just run this clock out. And he doesn't get much there on what turns out to be the final play of the half. It's halftime here in Houston, with the Texans enjoying a lead at the break. Now we'll send you east to our studios in Orlando. That's where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to bring you the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got for us?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. We just watched a very good first half out of the Ohio State man, C.J. Stroud. He had a touchdown both in the air and on the ground to help push his guys into the lead
on to handle
at
the
the break.
kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So as we get set to begin the third quarter, it's the Texans offense who's going to be out there first. And they really leaned on that passing game in the first half, Brock. Let's see if that emphasis continues to start the third. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Now it's Stroud. Finding Collins. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Davis up the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
These aren't the plays that will lead highlight reels, but they're the ones that win you ball games. What a nice gain by the back. And now his offense can go in any number of directions on 1st and 10.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First down, and they go right back to him. And he's going to work his way almost to midfield. That's stopped at the 48. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. from the 48. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. Looked like a bit of a concentration drop on that one. And what will they dial up on 3rd and short?
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
Hey, look, any run of this size is going to wound the defense. But you get this game going right up the heart of their defense, you start to break their will and break their pride.
Stroud throwing here on 1st. Sends it to Diggs along the sideline. He picks up 15 on the play. And it sets up a Houston first.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
Shotgun now for Stroud. And he will score. Touchdown, Houston! The Texans grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's a Stephon Diggs touchdown. They were throwing for it there, and they didn't care who knew about it, Bronk. And it turns out, hey, nothing was going to stop them either.
Yeah, there's something about an empty formation. You are declaring to a defense, other than QB draw, this ball is going to be in the air. But at the same time, you also force the defense's hand. There's only so many coverages they can play, and they just exposed them.
Fairbairn now for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Texans push their lead to 18. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Here's a return from the 7. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Here come the Bengals to take over once again. And down double digits, Brock. Field goals like we saw in their last drive aren't going to move the needle as much as they need to. 1st and 10 now. Here's Burrow. He's got Brown on the slant. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Give him 13 on that play. And it sets up a Cincinnati first down.
This running back is a mismatch maker. That's how I label him on my little sheet right here. Right under his bio, this guy just creates matchup nightmares for every defender on the field.
First down, Burrow to throw. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. A gain of 19 yards. First down, Cincinnati.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. On first down, here's Burrow. This one taken in by Chase. And he takes it inside the 35 before heading out.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
2nd and 4. Caught near the goal line. He's got the Cincinnati touchdown.
Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Evan McPherson on to try the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Bengals make it an 11-point ball game.
Bengals 10.
Here's McPherson on to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Texans headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. From the gun, Stroud. Wait for Davis, but it's intercepted. Logan Wilson has it. And the Bengals nearly take it back for a pick 6, but he's stopped at the very last moment.
You know what this is, Kate? This is the practice field coming to life, really on both sides of the ball. Right, you watch defensive coaches preach all the time, and they work on these returns to get to the near sideline, everybody to get a block. And then for those offensive players to show the effort to go chase that down so it's not a pick 6, yeah, it stinks for the offense. But that was the practice field coming to life for everybody to see.
Now Burrow. And he will score. It's a Cincinnati touchdown. The Bengals pick it off and get points on the ensuing drive. Well, they certainly wasted no time in making that turnover hurt even more. They looked to the end zone on the very first play, Brock, and they connected.
You know, Kate, I love it. It was an ambush to begin the drive. They attacked that end zone against a defense who was out there on short notice and not ready for that sudden change they talk about.
And now the Bengals offense still on the field. We'll see them go for 2. He's throwing for it. And he goes down. The pressure gets home, and they will not take another 2 off that lead.
You go with what you think is your best option. There they felt like it was going to be a pass, but sometimes it simply doesn't work.
So after making this a 5-point ball game, they kick it off. Has this at the 6. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Houston offense out and ready to set up shop. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they can really use some more points on this drive. From the gun, here's Pierce. And he's into the front for a gain of about 2.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Stroud off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the 1st down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
Extra DB out there for the Bengals. 3rd down coming. Stroud. On the move, headed right. Pressure's there, and he goes down again. And consecutive sacks have them staring at a tough fourth down.
Well, we call that protection lookout. Like the O-line yelling back at the quarterback, look out! Because they have no answer right now with back-to-back sacks by the defense. They've got this crew offensively guessing.
Texans going to kick this away on fourth, and it's Tommy Townsend on for the punt. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. Fair catch called for and made at the 35-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And it'll be Bengals football. First down, ball at the 36. Here's Burrow. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll get it up to the 44.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Burrow setting up the play action. Completes this one to Chase. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. This is the end of the third quarter. It's Bengals football, and they know what they need to do, trailing here in the fourth. First and 10 now from the 30. Play action now, Burrow. Into the hands of Gesicki, complete. And they stop him. He's marked down along that 18-yard line. It's a pickup of 11. And it'll be first down, Bengals.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end, because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets out, he gets some leverage. He gets to that edge before the defender can cover him.
And he's down to the 8 before going out. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns, he puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
To throw again, it's Burrow. And look at the footwork there, touchdown! The Bengals take a fourth quarter lead. T. Higgins, the touchdown. Exactly the play they were looking for, Brock. They saw it, and he put it right on the money.
Yeah, it really was a perfect play. This is what it looked like in practice, but more importantly now, to get it done in game time, that's what you're looking for. Amazing when it all comes together.
The Bengals getting ready for a big two-point try late. Burrow out of the shotgun. And it falls incomplete. Can't make that pass work, so as a result, they will not be able to push their new lead to a field goal. Okay, Brock, dialing up another two-point call, and you remember when your friends didn't have a voicemail and it would just ring and ring and ring? It's still ringing. Falls short again of reaching that end zone.
Yeah, this defense is not doing very good between the 20s or even in the red zone, but they do find a way to rise up. This is always my challenge with being super aggressive, is why give that defense something to feel good about coming off the field after you put 6 on the board?
And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Houston's offense back out now, ready to go. They find themselves down here in the fourth after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here. They're out and set, first and 10. Running out of the gun with Davis. And he'll take this up to about the 34 before he's stopped. Halfway there on first down, that brings up second and 5. Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. To the sideline, Collins brings it in. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling their preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
Pierce takes it straight ahead. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That's good for 7 yards. And the Texans are going to have a first down.
Had the first down by a comfortable margin right there. Remember that play call. Put that one away. Could be a money play for them the next time they're in a similar spot.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. On play action, here's Stroud. Taken in by Pierce. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Throwing now, off play action. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. 3rd down coming up.
There was almost no resistance offered against a rush that came off the line ready to maul anything in sight. It was all the QB could do to get rid of that before he gets absolutely clobbered.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Back to throw it. Flushed out of the pocket. He's running for it. And he's tackled for a short gain.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
The Texans set to punt. And this is the 2nd time he's been brought on to kick it. And he can't hurt you with the return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. The Bengals and Joe Burrow all set to take over. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Now a shotgun handoff to Brown. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Now after the run, we see he's visibly shaken up. Team medical staffers headed over to take a look. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. From the gun, here's Herbert. And he's brought down for a loss.
This coordinator tried to show some trust and belief in his offense. A run after a negative run? Well, you lose a lot of equity and belief in that coordinator. I don't think he's going to try a 3rd run after back-to-back negative losses.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he's taken down here at the 16-yard line.
You've got to be cognizant of where the line to gain is. You can't run that route short, and you certainly can't throw it. That route's just not deep enough. Needed to extend it closer to the chains for a first down.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning in Houston. Bengals holding just a 1-point advantage. Punting unit out now. And he's going to have to hit this one from the edge of his own end zone. And he sends this away. Definitely his best kick of the game thus far. And he hauls it in right near the 40-yard line. No return on that punt. And it's going to be Texans football. Here come the Texans as they get set to take over on offense. And they'll try for better results this time around, Brock, after they had to punt it away last time out. Back to throw. Caught by Diggs. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 22 on that one. And it sets up a Houston first.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
The clock rolls as the Texans try to hurry their offense to the line. Setting up to pass. Davis there to grab it. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. We get a timeout now from the Bengals. That's going to be their first. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff to Pierce. And he's able to rip off a chunk of red zone yardage to the 10. Timeout taken by the defense, their second. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Davis gets it from the gun. And he'll get this across. Touchdown, Houston. The Texans jump in front late. So what a finish this is shaping up to be. The late touchdown here, Brock, moves them in front.
And week to week, what a pleasure it is for us to call these games. We never know what kind of game we're going to get. This one's been everything you could have wanted. And now, even though they've taken the lead, there's still enough time on that other sideline for them to go mount a response.
And he reaches the end zone, so they'll be up to a 7-point lead.
Quarterback's best friend, big targets in the red zone. Not many guys can match up and defend someone like him, and no surprise, it went right to him for the conversion.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Return coming from the 6. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Bengals and Jamar Chase about to take over on offense once again. And he has kept his pace up in the 2nd half. His quarterback more than happy to keep throwing it his way, considering what he's been able to do with his looks all game. He'll look to throw it. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Kamari Lassiter with the pick. And the Texans make the play that should win them this game. Short throw to the sideline, partner. Normally works for them, right? Yep. But a cornerback lying in wait that time jumps in to make the pick.
Those sneaky corners, Kate, you always got to keep your eye on them. Offenses love this area of the field because they're easy completions. But as a QB, you got to use your eyes. You've got to look that corner off. Otherwise, he's going to jump the throw and get that easy INT.
The Texans and Stephon Diggs getting set for this next offensive possession. The Texans only moments away from finalizing their win as they take a knee. The final timeout taken by the Bengals. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. This won't run out the clock just yet, Brock. They're going to have to kneel it again after this one. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
After one final kneel down, partner, and this should do it. He goes to a knee as time winds down in this one.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
Kaimi Fairbairn on now as we see how he handles this moment. It's on the left hash, 46 yards out. His kick is good at the end, but boy, Brock, we might see some words exchanged at midfield here as they add 3 to the win as time expires. So it's the Texans who defend their building and take the win. And it was a game for fans of high-scoring football, wasn't it? I know Brock was enjoying seeing both of these offenses work, and really not a lot to dislike from either group. Just one side working at a slightly better clip than the other. That was the difference in the win. With Brock Heward and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Texans, as we'll see you next time from Houston.